And that was Brittany, bitch. How you guys doing? It's the Aymerich show, and we're here. We got some more topics to talk about, and one that is quite important is the fact that I got a GoPro camera. Just kidding.
Oh, okay.
No, but I did find a really cool. Now, you tell me if this would be something you'd want to watch. All right. If zombies attack, go to Sam's Club. There's cement walls, years worth of food, and ton of supplies, plus zombies can't get in without a membership.
But everybody else will be in there that aren't zombies that you're going to have to compete with.
But that would make the movie interesting. See what I'm getting at?
See, what really, if, all hell breaks loose, like all the zombies breaks loose, you really need to go to the pet store.
Why?
Because all that is edible. All that pet food is edible. Nobody else is going to go there.
But you got like 400 cans of Hormel chili at Sam's Club.
Well, the thing is, it's like most people are probably going to be going to the grocery stores and the Sam's Clubs versus the pet store.
That's what makes the show. Okay, in real life, we'll hit the pet store.
And unless you want to hit that secondary,
But for the movie, Sam's Club, okay? And here's the thing. Sam's Clubs are usually not too far away from a Costco. All right? So it's like...
What about a BJ's?
They're usually not that close by, but we'll put it for the sake of the movie. But here's the thing. Now you got the 3 tribes. You see?
Oh, wow. Now, this is dirty. But have you heard the joke that's incoming?
No.
Well, there's the BJ's is next to the Dick's in Cumming, Georgia.
Oh, God. And Cumming, for you people who don't know, Cumming in Georgia is actually spelled Cumming.
Yeah, and it is
just
an
like in the porn
city. And there's literally a Dick's and a BJ's literally across the street from each other.
Oh, Jesus. But see, BJ's is false advertisement anyway.
Oh, my God.
They don't sell any. All right, here's the thing. Here's another thing that I posted on Facebook, which is awesome. Did you see the tweet that I put from Samoan Princess?
No.
Chris Brown tweeted, "Summer 17 has to be about the women." And her reply, "Yes, please stay away from us."
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And we lost Don Rickles, which was sad. But I did find coffee nut M&Ms. And they're good.
Okay.
Yeah. And what else? Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm going through my Facebook, but here we go.
I thought you were going to do the other one.
Oh, we're going to do the other one first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that one.
Okay, let me find the other one.
Are you going to play that one? Or?
Yeah, I'll play both. Did you see that thing I posted about the girl walking around combating harassment?
I've seen that before.
I have a problem with it. I have a problem with this. It's literally, to me, gone a little too far in the sense that I completely and totally understand that some guys go a little too far and really just, I'm trying to find a nice way of saying it, so I won't say it nice. Some guys go too far and will sit there and go, "Hey, nice ass, baby," and stuff like that. And I'm totally for her, like, bad-mouthing them. And then the weirdo guy who literally shadows her for, like, 20 minutes. And she's like, "You're too fat." And okay, cool. I'm all right with that. But one guy just walks by her. He walks through the door and walks by her and says, "Oh, hello, have a nice day." Where's that harassment? You're passing each other. He opened the door, not for you. He was walking out the door. You're coming in. That's just being cordial. All right? And he wasn't sitting there. He didn't look back and stare at her and give her the once over. He just walked by. And there was quite a few moments like that where I was like, that ain't harassment. What is it? Harassment because I got a penis and I say hi to you? That's too far.
Yeah, there's not a problem with that. But like with the cat calling when you're walking down, no.
I'm totally with that.
But yeah, when somebody says, "Hey, how you doing?"
and that's what this thing went too far on that aspect.
And see, the thing is, what I noticed in Georgia, I can walk down the street, and I've been taught that you acknowledge the person walking past you. Like, you nod your head. You just, how you doing?
Yeah.
You can just keep going.
But according to this video, even that's harassment.
No. But I've noticed when I went out to California, I did that. Like, even just nodding your head. Like, the guy literally, like, I don't know how many instances this happened where the guy did, like, a U-turn and was harassing me at that point. Saying, "Hey, girl, how you doing?" Like, I'm not even joking.
See, but you're in an area with a lot of mentally ill people, too.
That's where I learned, okay, I need to put the headphones on, sunglasses, put my head down,
But I have a problem with that, too. I'm more like, how about we start educating the parents to teach their kids to be fucking human beings?
Yeah, well, they don't do that anymore.
Because I'm like, you're destroying society.
Yeah. At least
And I know guys like that. I know guys where like the woman pays attention to him and he's like, "Oh, we made a connection. It's love, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, really, dude? All that's in your fucking head.
At least I feel like I can still walk down the street in Georgia and acknowledge whoever the hell's walking past me and not have to worry about it.
And I really think that's why a lot of people, well, this goes into another conversation, which is for another day, but I really think this is why a lot of people like the South.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get to like Louisiana going east, you get so many transients who come here and want to stay.
Well, if
but
you're
then
gonna
they
come
bring
and
their
stay,
bullshit.
Yes, that's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm saying. I'm not even kidding. If you're going to come and stay, you learn the Southern hospitality.
Because if not, we start to treat you like shit,
yeah.
too. And that's the backlash that a lot of people have. You don't come to Georgia, or better say, you don't come to Savannah, Atlanta, and New Orleans and bring LA with you.
No. You leave that shit behind.
You adapt.
I'm not saying LA's bad or anything.
No, I like California, but I hate LA. I really do.
In terms of, if you're going to come here, learn the Southern mentality and not just learn it, but express it to other people.
And my two favorite, I'll stand me on a corner and I'll even say this: I hate you, LA, but I love San Diego and I love San Francisco and I love Sacramento.
Here's another instance of Southern hospitality. One day, me and my dad, I used to work with my dad doing construction. And he happened to lock his keys in his truck in the middle of the Home Depot parking lot.
The Home Depot.
Yeah. I'm not even joking when I say this. Like, literally, like 5 minutes after that happened, we had at least 4 or 5 guys come up and say, "Hey, you need help? You know, you want me to help you? You know, blah." I mean, not even joking.
But I
so willing to help.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you would not get that in California.
No.
Or other places.
And that goes into the conversation that we had previously on the show, where I think, I don't think you were on the show when we talked about this. It was about the Electoral Congress and why it exists. And this is actually a good description of why it exists. If we didn't have something like that, and we did go into mass voting, the whole country will be represented by a small number of cities which are not even common to one another. Okay? And many other cultures and cities and states and towns and whatever won't be represented. You would literally have the representation of Miami, Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York voting in every president and every Congress, every single elected official. And that would leave out New Orleans, Savannah, Atlanta, Charlotte, Charleston, Boston. And these are West Coast cities which actually have their own identities and are very, very different. The East Coast is completely different from the West Coast. And God, Texas is its own damn thing. And That's why the Electoral Congress exists. It's supposed to balance all of that out. Now, there's problems with it, of course.
Yeah, I think they need to work on that balancing issue.
Well, you know what? I saw Trump coming because I did a lot of things taking the temperature of the Midwest. And recently, the last handful of presidents, I do have to question how they got into office, including Obama, because they don't represent a good chunk of the country. None of them do. Obama literally represented Chicago, and that was pretty much it. Bush represented nothing, really. I'm sorry. Before him with Clinton, okay, there was some balance there. But I said it from the get-go. I was like, the first radical guy who's going to run for office, who is going to have the charisma, is going to come in. And that's what we got. And,
not
to change gears here real quick, yesterday he had his first test.
Yeah.
And you know what? He did it right through the Constitution. Now, what he did is another issue. But the way he went about doing it, he passed that part of the test. But he failed because he did it emotionally. But
well, yeah.
But neither here nor there, because on top of it, that country and that guy had it coming. I kind of find it funny that everyone was like, let's support the Syrian refugees. And then when something gets done to attack the country and its leader and its army who's making these refugees happen, people are mad about that now. And I'm like, you're not going to get someone out who's being that fucking cruel and evil to people. There's not going to be a peaceful way to get rid of this. It's going to take very bad things done by very good people to get that done. I mean,
Trump, good?
No, he's not the one doing it. He's sending the military. Those guys are good. And those guys are doing what they're told. Trump is going to be the smallest faction of all of this when history's done. Look at World War II. You start asking most people who was president then, who are not got some advanced education, they're going to name one person if they name anyone at all. And there was actually 2 presidents during World War II. And people, everyone's like, the winner is the one who writes the history. But the fact of the matter is that they may write it, but people don't really care in the end. They're going to care about how they're living at the time. So to put it in a weird perspective before we go to song and come back to the topic we're originally supposed to talk about, what happens now, our great-grandchildren is not going to give 2 shits who did it. What they're going to give 2 shits about is how the outcome happened.
Yeah.
Okay? And there's a certain point in humanity where, yes, being positive is good. Being happy is good. But don't do it falsely. And I think that's what's going on right now with a lot of people. We got to think positive thoughts. We got to do this. We always have to be happy, blah, blah, blah. When bad shit happens, you got to take care of the bad shit. And it's never going to be popular. It's never going to be happy, and it's never going to be good. But you have to look down the outcome. These Syrian refugees, a lot of people don't like it, and they don't like the fact that that a good bunch of us don't want to take care of them. Well, there's reason behind that. One, when you first have a situation like this, the first thing you want to ask yourself is why they're not able to take care of it themselves.
Yeah.
All right. The second thing that happens is, can we really take care of all of this?
I mean, the same thing can be said for North Korea.
Exactly.
Why can't their citizens take care of themselves and, get rid of, their leader
but
and
the
everything?
problem now, though, with him, this is a little different scenario, is he's starting to threaten people who have nothing to do with his country. And that's where it gets crappy.
We can sit here and but unless you're actually an individual that's in that situation, know what's going on, and know what you're up against, then we can't just sit there and be like, well, they need to take care of themselves. I mean,
I know, but that's what I said. But these are the questions you need to
Yeah.
ask yourself before you go there. And I think too many Americans, us, U.S. citizens, are not wanting to ask these questions and research it ourselves. We're wanting to ask these questions and then get the information from the people who are paid to give us the information that the government wants us to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. The fact of the matter is the leader of Syria is an asshat, and the only way you're going to fix him is by taking him out. And it ain't going to be alive. Because if you leave him alive, whatever we put in, he's going to try to take it over again. And it's almost like a Saddam Hussein scenario on steroids, but this time there is weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah.
And, you know, you have to look at it. Now, people are like, well, what good does that do us? Well, if you don't want the refugees here, if you don't want this, it gives them a chance to build their own damn country back.
Yeah.
And then there's another asshat that's in the background that no one wants to acknowledge. That's the guy that everyone is saying rigged our election. He's paying for this asshat that's in power.
Yeah.
So, all right, you know, it's one of those moments now where we lived in a nice little comfortable scenario, but it's about to get very damn comfortable. And we need to put our big boy pants on and our big girl pants on and deal with it and then get back to the comfortable. And, you know, I don't want all out war.
I mean, we haven't even gotten out of the last one.
Well, yeah, well, the last one, most people, if you ask them, don't even realize it still exists.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Last thing we need to do is have another war or even a world war.
Alphabet soup of news companies keep feeding us bullshit.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people's like, well, before we go to commercial, I want to leave something for a lot of you guys listening to think about. Everyone's like, well, Trump, before he became president, was like, no, this is wrong. This is bullshit. We shouldn't be doing it. Has anybody ever bothered to think that maybe he didn't know shit like we don't know shit right now when he was saying all that crap? And now that he's in the White House and in power, someone told him something that made him shit a brick. And he knows crap that we don't know now. And he's like, oh, fuck, the aliens are real or whatever. And he can't tell us. Why? Because the government's already got this thing set up. Because, see, we elected a president, not a king. He's not really in control. The people who are in control are the people we never think twice about voting for.
Yeah.
That's the Congress and Senate, our senators and congressmen and women. Those are the ones that we need to be paying attention to, like here in Georgia, that John Ossoff crap. People, you really need to be paying attention to that motherfucker and the people running against him, because they're the ones who really pull the strings. Now look at this. Trump got this guy into the Supreme Court. He's going to be there now until he dies. But he didn't really do it. And he didn't really even know who this guy was. But everyone goes, but that was the person he put out there for them to vote for. No. See, the same Congress and Senate introduced him to Trump and then said, we like this guy.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Trump has to say, I nominate this guy. Because if Trump don't do it, Trump really doesn't know anyone to fucking nominate. And then, of course, when one side of the Congress don't like it or the Senate don't like it, they did the nuclear option. Now, this nuclear option is really funny. It's nothing new. The nuclear option is the way that judges are supposed to be voted by the Constitution. Now, I know a lot of people are like, huh? Yeah, if you read the Constitution, what happened today was the way it was always supposed to happen. It was changed 13 years ago by the same people who pulled the nuclear option right now, too, which is kind of funny. But most people don't know this because they don't go on their own to research this crap. So that's something for you guys to think about. We'll be back with food topics. Something a little bit nicer, because this was what I talked about now was supposed to be 3 topics from now. So we'll be right back right after this. It's the Aymerich Show. Damn it.